What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video. I hope you guys are having a great day, a great week. I have had a pretty solid week so far. I know it's been a full week since I've filmed an update for you guys, or honestly filmed any content for you guys for that matter. And honestly, I don't really have an excuse. I have spent the last week really just on a good note, I guess you could say. I've been training really well. I've been sticking to my diet. Just overall, a lot of things have been working really well. And coming from a period of maybe not having the best training and not being as focused on my diet, I really value the fact that I've kind of found that motivation in the gym again. I value the fact that I am back eating what I want and really just staying on track for my nutrition goals. And so I've kind of been wary to kind of throw off anything or throw a wrench into the plan. And so I committed myself to filming these Tuesday updates for you guys. But in terms of other content, I really have just been going to bed earlier instead of filming more content for you guys or filming in the gym. I mentioned this last week that filming in the gym right now honestly feels like it's just going to be a distraction for me. So for at least a little bit longer, until I really make sure I have that groove back, I'm going to take a little bit of time off of filming in the gym. However, I want to film more content for you guys, and I'm trying. I got to think of ideas. But the one thing I promise to you guys is that these weekly updates will stay in and you will still receive them. For this one, I wanted to kind of go over a few things. Obviously, I mentioned in the last video that the cut is going to resume, and I'm going to really push myself these next 6 to 8 weeks to try and get to the point where I feel like it is finished, to the point where I'm at a body fat percentage that I can say, okay, the diet is done in terms of losing body fat. So that has kind of gone underway over this past week, and it's been going really well. I'm hoping that this training progress can stay up while I continue to push myself on this diet, but overall that it has been performing really good. Another thing I wanted to update you guys on is I'm actually taking a trip here this upcoming weekend. I'm going home and I'm going to get to see a concert, which I mentioned in a earlier video, but it is going to be the Kanye West SoFi concert, so I'm super looking forward to that. It's honestly been a dream of mine for a long time. He's probably one of my favorite artists, and I argue that he is the most influential artist of my generation, I guess you could say. So I'm really looking forward to seeing him live, and honestly just going home and spending time with family, as well as this upcoming Sunday is Easter Sunday. So that'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be really nice to spend some time with my family because I haven't seen them since Christmas time. So that's going to be a lot of fun this upcoming weekend. So stay tuned. I might film some content while I'm home. But yeah, definitely that is going to be a lot of fun. I will stay on diet as much as I possibly can. Obviously, I'm going to enjoy myself when I'm spending time with family. I'm not going to let my stringentness of the diet ruin 2 days I get to spend with my family. So if I want to go to breakfast with my family on Easter Sunday or anything like that, just expect that I'm going to obviously keep fitness in mind and hit my protein goals, but I'm not going to sit there with a food scale and not enjoy the moment, I guess you could say. Another pretty big update I wanted to mention, and honestly kind of the biggest change that I've seen in my personal life over this past week, is my decision to delete Instagram and TikTok off my cell phone. So you might be saying, this is a cliche. Everyone goes through periods where they think that all social media is bad and they just need to get off of it. And you might be asking, what motivated you to make that decision? Honestly, nothing specific really motivated me to make that decision. I found myself really, not chronically, but like really online anytime I got even somewhat bored. I found myself at work or in class, or honestly just any time I was doing something that was meaningless in terms of not very complicated, like if I was cooking food or I was doing my laundry, or if it was like waiting for something to be done, I would always be on Instagram or TikTok scrolling, just consuming a lot of just nothingness content. None of it was really that important. None of it was like teaching me anything. And I'm not using those platforms anymore for content like this. So back earlier in the year, you might have seen that I was using Instagram and I was using TikTok to post very consistent content on those platforms to try and grow my social media presence. However, I really just do not enjoy the content that are on those platforms, especially TikTok. It's not my vibe. It's not who I am. Instagram was a little bit more manageable, but at the moment I've decided to just hold off on that. And so having those platforms on my phone and no longer utilizing them to actually grow my platform or grow something for myself, I realized that I was just consuming so much content and it was really not benefiting my life at all. And so I made the decision to actually delete those apps off my phone. And now the only social media platform I have is Snapchat. But obviously that is not really a platform that you can mindlessly utilize. It's more so purely communication with friends through group chats, all that stuff. And honestly, it's not that frequent. But I've caught myself going on my phone and typing in Instagram or typing in TikTok probably 20 times in the last 2 days, and not having them on my phone anymore, not just limiting the usage, but fully deleting the app and making it so I would have to re-download it, re-sign in, all these things has actually benefited me big time, because now whenever I catch myself looking up Instagram or looking for TikTok on my phone, I will either put the phone down because I don't need it. Clearly, if I'm going on my phone to use social media, I don't need to use my phone right now. So I either put it down, or if it's a period where I actually do want to consume some content and I was just trying to take the easy way out, I'll transition to YouTube, or I will watch an actual show and anything like that, and it might actually teach you something. YouTube nowadays, at least my algorithm on YouTube, is overall just informative. Either that's motivational, or it teaches me about bodybuilding or nutrition, or just anything that I'm interested in my life. It has done a very good job at presenting me with informational content, essentially, and long form content that isn't so degrading, or degrading, I guess is the right word, sorry, for my mind, honestly. Like scrolling through TikToks or Instagrams, no matter how motivational, no matter how informative they are, it is still short form content and your attention span doesn't latch onto it. Whereas if I watch a 15-minute video about specific dieting for bodybuilding, I'm going to pick up a lot more from watching that than watching 15 minutes of 100 different TikToks regarding the same topic. So that has been a really big change in my life. And as of now, I do not see myself transferring away from that anytime soon, because I honestly realize how much more I'm able to kind of calm down, set the phone down, breathe for a minute, and just realize that it's okay to not be constantly consuming content. And there are a million other ways to consume content. You can read a book. Like I said, you can watch a show. Even though it might not be informational, if you're just watching a TV show you enjoy, that is pretty much infinitely times better than scrolling on TikTok for 30 minutes. And there is no limitation to content we can consume. So the fact that we automatically default to that short form content is really just rotting us to the core, I think, and it rotted me to the core. And so I want to try and rebound and realize that it's okay to consume longer form content. It's okay to read a book. It's okay to just do an activity without consuming any other content. It's okay to just fold some laundry without watching a show. It's okay to meal prep my meals without watching a show or scrolling reels or anything like that. And so that is the overall message I wanted to leave with this week's update, is just realize that it is okay to go a certain period of time without consuming content. Just try and take a little piece of time every day or through some meaningless activities to really force yourself to not use your phone. If you are washing dishes, if you are at work and you're bored or anything like that, my challenge to you is to really force yourself to not pick up the phone, to not consume any content for at least a little bit of time, and let yourself just breathe, let your mind calm down. And I promise you it will improve a lot of things in your life. Just overall, your anxiety will be lower if that's something you deal with. It's something I like to say I have handled pretty well, but I deal with pretty frequently, is I'm constantly overwhelmed. If I'm consuming a lot of content, including short form content, I can feel overwhelmed where my mind is sort of jumbled and I feel like I constantly need to be doing something. Whereas recently, kind of being able to not grab that phone constantly has been helping me a little bit and has allowed me to just realize, like, okay, just be present in the moment and do whatever activity you wanted to do, because life is not that hard to the point where you need to be constantly distracted with something. We are only on this planet for a short amount of time, and if you are constantly making that time pass by quicker by scrolling Instagram or scrolling TikTok, then you're just wasting your time, because we only get a set amount of time, and that time is already predetermined in the universe. So why are we actively looking for ways to make that time feel like it's going by faster? That's the only thing I really wanted to kind of talk about. But overall, this week, I'm excited for this week to come. Gonna continue the diet, gonna continue to train super hard. My training has been really just good and solid over the past week, and so I'm looking to keep that going, as well as I want to keep this social media thing to its bare bones. I want to stick to educational content or longer form content. That's my goal for this week, and I will update you guys next week if any of that stuff changes. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I enjoyed making it. I'm gonna go home, meal prep for a few days, and then I go on my trip, and I'll film some content when I'm home. So definitely stay tuned for a video upcoming on this weekend. And overall, just have a great rest of your week, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to leave a like and subscribe and tune in for more content, not just life update content, but gym content. I promise you it will come back to this channel. That's what I started it for, is the gym content. So if you want to learn about the gym, learn about fitness more, nutrition, anything like that, hit that subscribe button, tune in for future videos. And remember, no one can tell you what you can and can't do. Only you can change your life and make people remember your name. Peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next one.